Hello, my brothers. On this time, I would like to share with you a reflection on journey from stupidity to wisdom. My beloved brothers and sisters. Often we consider ourselves useless. We want to be diligent. We want to change. We want to live better lives. Yet laziness feels so strong and holds back our steps. We are constantly faced with a world full of demons that make us feel like features. These burdens are normal for everyone to face. But behind all of this, we must release that God has an important purpose for our lives. I would like to share a simple experience from my own life. I used to be a very lazy student. My time was spent on unimportant things. I was relaxed and in some the knowledge was not very important. I had reading books and as a result my grades kept declining. When I entered high school, I often received warning letters because of my poor grades. I was even threatened with expulsion because almost all my scores were bad. At that point, I began to lose hope. Until one day, I experienced something that let me truly know God. I clearly remember that my life began to change. I became very active on joining spiritual communities and my village. Over time, my father noticed the change in me and began supporting me by giving me spiritual books filled with inspiring stories. Without realizing it, this made me more diligent in reading and broadened my understanding. Through those the books, in turning, in trying, my desire to seek new things through reading. Not only that, because I was so passionate about reading at the time, I often secretly took books from the school library that deeply moved my heart during visit there. I hid those books under my pillow. Every night before going to sleep, I would take them out of read them in bed. Eventually, as my love for reading grew, my way of thinking began to change. I started to love knowledge and release humanity needs for education. At the moment, I was grateful to God because He is able to transform someone who is foolish into someone wise, someone without understanding into calm, more discerning. True wisdom always from God. When God wants to save a person, He will always give the best for His children. No matter how difficult some things may seem in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of the Almighty, all things are possible. From this simple story, we can see that God does only use intelligent people. He also chooses those considered fools to take part in His plan. In Corinthians 1, chapter 27, Paul reminds us that God can use the weak and the foolish to save the strong and the wise according to the word. This assures us that in God, us powerless are always given hope. Therefore, of today we are still haunted by feelings of inferiority, belief that God is able to transform us into something valuable. Do not lose hope in the Lord. Start with the small things, do them faithfully, and surrender the process to God. He is able to turn your weakness into strength and laziness into diligence. May we are given a persevering heart and renewed spirit and the church to change each day. Amen.